how financial markets are becoming less relevant. So financial markets have traditionally been kind of like a pass-through mechanism that you have production, you have the companies that produce goods and services, and then you have the consumers which buy goods and services, and eventually the wealth is distributed through the financial markets, either through stock market gains, dividends, and things of that nature. But what's happening is that the pass-through mechanism is becoming stilted, and the consolidation is occurring. So, for example, Amazon, they are a $1 trillion company that they pay no taxes. So there's a consolidation of wealth and income inequality, around the productivity. We have record-breaking productivity, but we have, stagnant wages. So Ray Dalio talks about 3 levels of monetary policy. The first level of monetary policy is interest rates. So Trump is going crazy with the Fed over interest rates. But what happens is once you get down to zero, there's other things you could do, but once you get down to zero, then it's hard to have effective monetary policy with interest rates. So it becomes ineffective to a certain degree. That's a simple answer because it's more complicated than that. But so that's monetary policy 1, according to Dalio. Monetary policy 2 is quantitative easing, where the Fed can actually buy up assets. This happened like in the housing crisis, to protect those assets and to make them available into the financial system. Now that has its limits as well, and is becoming less effective. So Ray Dalio says we're moving to monetary easing. Monetary policy version 3, which is direct to consumer funding. So he didn't mention this exactly, but I think universal basic income is one example. See, what's happening is wealth is becoming so concentrated in these technology companies and in corporate America in general that it's not passing through. The productivity gains are just being concentrated and not passed through. So the average person is very vulnerable because they don't have money. So the Fed can either just print money directly or it can find other mechanisms. So Ray Dalio talks about the long-term and the short-term debt cycle. So the short-term debt cycle is a 5 to 8 year cycle that people are familiar with and the ups and downs. But the 50 to 75 to 100-year debt cycles are more rare, so people aren't that familiar with them because they only exist, over several generations. And I think the last one was in the Great Depression. So there's been a few generations removed from that, so people are not aware of it. Even though this has happened, the long debt cycles continually throughout history, people are not aware of them for the last few generations. So, whether it be a universal basic income or whether it be another way, a crowdfunding model or some way of getting monetary means directly, it could be cryptocurrencies. See, these things are all symptoms of average people not having money and trying to find a way around that. Cryptocurrencies, universal basic income, there's other methods as well. The Fed just printing excess money and running deficits. There has to be a way to get money directly in the hands of consumers so that they have money to spend to revive the economy. And this is the next level of the evolution of monetary policy.